Sit down on the floor.
Floor?
Yes, because I don't have chairs.
Oh boy.
This is Carrie Wilson.
Oh, we already started?
Yeah, I just recorded.
Crap. Okay.
This is Carrie Wilson here with my friend Jdoombeast.
Howdy.
We just suffered.
A lot. Pretty bad.
One of the earliest Stardust videos I've ever did was for the Disney Channel original movie Zombies. I hated it, so he recently lost a bet. He's terrible in Smash, lucky for me.
Terrible.
Shut up. This is pretty much all your fault.
How can you blame me? It was your idea.
But you went along with it. Anyways, so he had to watch this movie with me. Now, sometimes watching a bad movie with a friend actually helps you. You're able to make more jokes with it. But in this case, Jordan, just go ahead and tell them how you felt.
Well, okay, so let's just get this out the way.
Okay.
It's been a long while since a movie gave me a genuine headache. But for one,
like a real headache,
to like a physically harming headache. But
twice.
For one to make it twice through a monster, it's a new level. I didn't realize that was possible.
So why don't you just basically describe what the movie was about?
All right. So what we got A and Z, right? And so A is like
Addison.
perfect. Yeah, A. And we got A, and she's got like this big secret, right? She has white hair. Now, if you ask me, she looked hotter with the wig off, but that's just me. That's just me, and probably most of the general populace.
She was underage when she made it. I don't care.
We were roughly in the same age range, so it's okay. It was still legal. And then Z was like a zombie
Zed.
or something. Yeah, Zed, Z. He was like a zombie or something. Something important like that, I think.
Now, to the movie's credit, these are the two only characters. When they are together, they are the best characters in the movie.
Only when they're next to each other.
Only when they're next to each other. Separately, Zed is stupid, and Addison's just bland, I want to say.
You're being so kind to them. You're being really nice about it. I don't know where to even like begin with these two, because we've got
Just a little. Okay, I'm OCD.
You're good. Let's see. So we've got Zed saying he's gonna be a football player, right?
Since zombies are allowed to... Actually, I think we should start with how zombies got made in this world.
Oh, yeah. Lime soda.
We weren't even 10 seconds in, and he was already just like, this is so stupid.
On a brighter note, though, the end of the world will be a problem for soda companies, thankfully.
You hear that, Coke?
We're watching you. Put that lime Coke away. We don't need that.
Lime Coke pretty much falls down into a power plant and creates the zombie apocalypse. So to stop it, they create a wall. Insert Donald Trump joke here. They build a wall to basically separate the zombies from the humans.
It works.
50 years later, they make the Z-Band, which we will talk about.
At the
He
beginning
thought
of the
it was
movie,
a good idea.
Well, okay, if you're controlling the zombies' urge to eat people with electromagnetic waves, in theory, it should work. I mean, you're making the brain.
Theory.
Look, we're not going to talk about the other half.
We're going to talk about the other half.
We're getting there. Baby steps.
So it basically stops the zombies from eating people. So my problem is, why are people still terrified of these creatures?
Look, if you teach a bear not to eat a man, are you
You're
gonna?
still, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
Now I see that he agrees that they're all animalistic in nature. So I'm glad we're on the same page. They're all animals.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So 50 years later, the zombies basically they have a curfew. And it's funny because there's only one time that we actually see that.
Oh, and the best part is they have to wear marking clothing, overalls, to make sure everyone knows that they're zombies.
But they're fly.
Yeah, because the pale skin and green hair wasn't enough to give away.
Which even then doesn't even look good.
I mean, I get it. It's hard to tell hipster from zombie, but there's probably, like, the rotting flesh smell probably helps you differentiate. Hipsters just don't know how to take that. I'm joking, actually.
No, he's not. I wouldn't. Hipsters make no sense.
But,
Okay, so afterwards, so basically, they live in Perfectville. I know it has another name, but that's basically what it is. It's Perfectville.
yes.
Everything has to be perfect.
As to be expected.
That's why there's kind of a sense of urgency for Addison whenever she has white hair, which they bring up a really good plot point that Jordan brought up, but it's never addressed, that her grandfather got bitten by a zombie, so maybe that's why she has the white hair, but that's not what the plot is at all. Instead, it's just because we learn that just because she needs a reason to be afraid of zombies, and her cousin Bucky needs a reason to hate zombies, which he's basically the villain in this.
I'm just gonna say it now. You can't hold grudges from a previous generation unless they killed them. Like, losing an ear is one thing, but that's your grandfather's problem. After that, you don't have to care, alright? If he lost that ear and didn't get it back, that's on him. Now, if he lost the ear and died from an infection or something, then maybe you could swear eternal vengeance on the entire species. Maybe.
And who is Bucky? Captain of the cheerleaders. Stop that.
I'll be nice.
He's just so unlikable. I at the end when he's finally redeemed, did you care about him?
He got redeemed? Oh, he did!
See?
That was supposed to be a redemption.
See?
Right.
It makes no sense.
But wait, he didn't get redeemed because he liked zombies. He got redeemed because somebody stroked his ego enough to where he was like, oh, well, just one more time on the stage couldn't hurt.
But it was a zombie who did that,
So, look, if anything strokes my ego hard enough, I don't care. You know, I could hate someone, but if they stroke my ego enough, I'd probably do a little favor for them.
Okay.
Undertaker.
Alright, so Bucky's character in general.
What?
I didn't like the first time I saw this, I hated him. I really hated him.
There's a point where you don't hate him anymore?
No. Well, there's a point where you're supposed to not hate him. It's during the song with Addison and him, and he has that one little solo.
You mean the part where he wasn't supposed to be on screen? Because everything was his fault?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad we're on the same
What he basically does is he just hates zombies, and he's obsessed with cheer, like, to a very, very
He put all of his
degree.
points. He put all of his points into perform, and then nothing else. Like, he has maximum perform, but his charisma is 0.
Zero.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
How bland they make this character.
Just him?
Okay, a lot of them. Except for the zombies.
Oh yeah, zombies were interesting. They better be interesting. I mean, they're undead. You can't mess that
Eliza's
up.
the best one.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Too bad she's a terrorist.
She's not a we'll get to that. But focusing more now. So when Zed and Addison first go to school,
Mm-hmm.
and Zed realizes that zombies aren't going to get what they want. Like, they have to stay in the zombies have to stay in the basement. They can't try out for things like computer club or music or the band or even football, which is what Zed wants.
Plot point activated.
And accident allows him to do something. See,
Almost get laid.
but we learn that zombies are afraid of fire.
So behind. I was so delayed.
That was the point. We learn that zombies are afraid of fire, and so during a pep rally, which the zombies attend, don't know how that's happening. Anyways,
It's him almost getting laid.
anyways, I lost my point.
Pep rally, fire.
The pep rally, they have these spirit sticks that look like fire, and Bucky tries to wail them at one of Zed's friends. I totally forgot his name. He just speaks in this really garbled language.
Bruno.
No,
Bruno,
I don't want to.
Bongo.
I don't want to try. I don't want to try because
Muscle Man. But he doesn't say my mom.
it's amazing how accurate that is. It's amazing.
That's what I do.
But anyway, so the spirits. I'm still thinking about that. So the spirit sticks come, come and they have these flares and he gets scared of them. So Zeb tries to calm them down, but it doesn't work. So his friend goes on a rampage, and just as Addison is flipping up in the air, the cheerleaders spread out, and so Zed rushes, tackles half of the football team, catches Addison, and the reason why is because he accidentally knocks his Z-band, which causes him to have some zombie strength. And I still don't get how that's possible.
I just love that there's like a confirmable like time limit between when you just like go from I'm a regular person to I'm gonna eat people, and in that little time span you get like super strength and I guess like maybe height sense, I guess. I don't know.
So,
it's pretty nice. He gets the Hulk out for like 5 seconds.
So the football coach sees this and he wants him on the team. Zed sees this as an opportunity to allow zombies and humans to interact with each other. So he does it under some conditions. He keeps winning football games. The principal keeps, doing nice things for zombies, like letting them eat in the cafeteria, which should be a normal thing for students. I don't get that. Like, where were they eating before?
The basement, where they belong.
But
I just love that we get introduced to the saddest character in the entire movie, the coach. Because, I mean,
that coach was
he just wanted to keep his job.
Worst football coach ever.
Look, his team's been losing for the past 50 years. Apparently, all the good athletes got hit with the zombie plague about 50 years ago, and nobody tried to tap that. But sadly enough, he was losing his job. What was it? Lived in his mother's basement.
Living in his parents' basement.
Parents' basement.
Specifically said parents.
Parents. Wants a cat. I don't know in what world does owning a cat seem like a luxury.
I don't know.
That's sad. That's just sad. He wanted a gym membership and he looked like he needed it. But we're going to talk about that later.
No, we're not.
Okay, we're not.
We're not going to focus on that plot point. We're going to
What? But I felt so bad for him.
That's not a major plot point.
I felt like it was.
We only talk about the major plot points on this.
Okay.
So the coach is just horrible. So the first football game they go to, the football players, every single person on the line just backs up at the last minute whenever it says hi, and they all tackle him.
It's wonderful.
Every single time. And then at halftime they all look at him like
it's his fault. Like, how dare you get tackled by the people I'm letting pass me up to hit you?
You're
supposed to get around those.
I am not. If I was there, I'd be a little mad. I'm like, I am not the only one on the team. Help me out here.
Let's see. The coach ragged him for, getting hit by a team of 11 when he's the only person.
So the coach puts an emphasis that he needs to win, and the principal puts an emphasis on he needs to win, which this is also the worst principal in fiction.
Hella racist.
She's just so unlikable. And that's, honestly, let's just talk about that for a second. If you are not a zombie, or Addison, or even Addison's best friend, you are not likable. If you are a human, you are horrible.
What about that one cop?
He was just funny. That's
good enough.
He didn't have any kind of...
Look, the only character that didn't have dialogue that was still worth keeping it.
There was one black cop in this who catches Addison, but we're getting off topic. You are basically the most shallow person in the world. This is the most shallow town ever.
It's pretty sad. It made me seem deep.
It made him see deep.
It's pretty bad.
Deep. If you knew him, you would know this is a bad thing. Anyways. Okay, so back to the first game. The coach says, what happened at the game? He said, well, I had to use my Z-band. Oh, great, do that. Well, coach, I can't. And then he's like, oh, I got a smart friend. So he goes to, her name is Eliza. Did I say Eliza?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he goes to Eliza, who's smart, and who apparently hacked her Z-band before to play video games.
Which is just understandable.
That's not what you said.
Brilliant?
No, that's not what you said. You were just like...
Freaking hilarious. Well, I just want to understand, if you can hack these things already, why...
That's it.
Hold on. Something just occurred to me. So she was fully aware that you can, hack them to make yourself stronger. She could have had a way better terrorist plan than just bombing people.
We will get get to that.
We were like 5
Jordan,
minutes away from
Jordan,
the most beautiful
Jordan,
war.
we will get to that. You'll understand. We'll get to that, Jordan. Jordan, we need to get back on track. We will get to that, okay? I promise you. We'll get to that. So the football game. So he has her hack the Z-Band to give him a little bit of zombie strength, and it works. He wins more football games, and the more football games he wins, the more zombies are included, and the more zombies are included, the more people actually start to like them. Like, this is the one part of the movie that's actually okay to me. I really like the scenes where the humans are interacting with the zombies. The only ones who aren't are the cheerleaders, and that is actually pretty hilarious.
The Tweedleaces and then...
There are 3 cheerleaders who are just two of them are girls. One of them is just the most
Lacey, Daisy, and Tracy, right?
Lacey, Daisy, and Tracy. Yes, the most gay cheerleader I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
Fiction.
It's pretty bad.
The most openly gay cheerleader, and it's just hilarious. So anytime they're on screen, it hurts.
It hurts,
but it's the kind of ironic hurt that makes you enjoy it. At least to me, I like it. Okay, so the more that they win, the more the zombies get included. But here's the thing: the more that they win, the more Zev has to use his Z-Band, and the more that it does, it hurts him. And Eliza makes him very clear that he cannot swipe. Was it right?
Yeah, don't swipe right.
Never
swipe right.
Which we will get to why. So, okay, but the more that they start to win, the more Bucky is getting upset. So Addison decides she wants to go with the zombies, but Bucky says, you're either pro cheerleader or pro zombie. You pick. She says, I want to be a cheerleader. And he says, all right then, sit back down. So they basically do this kind of Romeo and Juliet thing where they see each other in secret.
It's great. I love it.
He sends her a message saying to meet him in Zombieland at 7 a.m. Which,
in this section, do we get to talk about the music now or later?
You want to talk? Yeah, let's talk about the music now.
Okay,
so this cuts to a song, and in my opinion, "Bam" is the best song in this movie and one of the best Disney Channel. I've seen a lot of Disney Channel movies with different kinds of music videos. This is definitely one of the best. "Bam" is one of the best. It's a zombie rave, and it's just so amazing. The visuals are just creative and impressive. The choreography is great, and the lyrics aren't that bad. I really enjoyed this song number.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching a bunch of zombies rap. It was pretty nice. I liked most of the music actually in it. Like, even though a few of the songs were painfully grating on my head, the actual, like, watching them go down, the choreography was amazingly spot on. The visuals matched whatever the scene was, and I only felt entitled to cringe, I think, like, twice.
Fired Up?
That was rough. Actually, I enjoyed Fired Up.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite one, actually.
Fired Up.
That one felt good. Struck me to go the right way.
Fired Up is basically the cheerleading... What was it? The cheerleading tryouts, which... After watching it with Jordan, I have to admit, I like it ironically. It's actually it's really funny. It's the same way that I like Happy Death Day to You. The Happy Death Day movies, they're bad, but I enjoy them for how bad they are. Why are you doing that? Why is he dead? Anyways. No, but most of the songs are actually pretty good. "Bam" is the best one, to me. "Bam" is the best one.
It is pretty nice.
But, okay, so... during the whole zombie rave, Addison finds out about Zed hacking his Z-Band, and she says, doesn't that hurt? And I said, no, the correct term is, isn't this cheating?
I mean, I just think it's funny. He broke cardinal rule number 3 with dating. You never tell the truth.
Dude, he's basically taking steroids.
Exactly. You don't say that kind of stuff. Rule number 3.
He says it's working, and during this, she lets him know about his white hair.
Hot.
Which, by the way, watch this movie again. He swears there are so many sexual references. I didn't.
No. It's not the reference. It's just the odd sexual tension in, like, the entire movie. Like, anytime...
It's a kids' film! You know what? Never mind. I'm going to take that back. So we have movies like the B movie, so...
Okay, yeah, come on. I mean, you like jazz.
I'm...
Please don't hit me.
prefer the blues, but I got you.
All right. But
You love jazz. You're
I
a
do,
jazz
I
guy.
do. It's great. It's
Okay.
wonderful. It's insane just how like the very first time you see the two of them on screen alone, A and Z, the amount of just sexual pressure before they even start like singing or anything like that, just talking back and forth. The flirting is so powerful. Like
That's when they.
I
are the
felt
best.
awkward watching it. Like I felt like I was should have like put on the child filter, child protect.
It was
whatever the
rated
thing-
PG.
Sure it was.
It's a Disney Channel movie.
I mean, whatever gets them going. But yeah. And then from like the zombie rave would probably be like the high point of the movie. Cause from there we just kind of
we go down. I warned him as soon as the zombie rave was over, and Zed and Aston were about to kiss, but then the zombie patrol
cock blocked.
cock blocked them. Yeah.
I just think it's great to have a whole police force dedicated to zombies, but they look poorly prepared.
Yeah. They're crazy monsters. Maybe I'll just shine my flashlight on them a little more.
The only time we see them use a legitimate weapon is one of them pulls out a defibrillator.
And we never see that thing again.
I wish that they would have went into the rave, guns blazing, just tasing everyone with these things. This is a clear. Live. Yeah, you don't like that, do you?
Okay, but from here, after the police officer finds A and brings her back to the cops, I paused the movie and I told him, Jordan, this is when, you know how Bam was like the highlight of the movie? This is when it all goes downhill. And I was right, because then we cut to Addison talking to her parents, saying that she was at Zombieland because she met a boy, and her mom says that she can't cheer until they meet this boy. She tells Z the next day, and he wants to meet her parents, but they don't know that he's a zombie, so what does he do? I'm gonna let you tell him.
Well,
Because I've already been through enough pain for that.
he decides that in a world where something, is worth achieving, no risk means no reward. So this boy, in his infinite wisdom, decides that it is best to swipe right on his Z-band. And then we get a wonderful scene cut away from that to where A is explaining to her parents a little bit about Z. And
Trying to,
miserably. And mentions that he is the, Oh, no, wait, that mention
They don't
comes
mention
later.
it,
They don't mention it, that's right. Well, anyway, tries to explain to them what exactly Z is, a Z. He arrives at the door, dressed up in a nice little pink tie and
suit.
tux and all that good stuff. Not tux, just full suit, yeah. And they open the door and they find a perfectly fleshy human being standing in front of them with this flowers? Tulips?
flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah, they're both the same.
Swiping right on the
I had to
turn
pause
human.
for a stupid amount of time. He was so bad.
This was the only legitimate point in the movie that I actually felt a plot twist hit me. And they tried throughout the rest of it. It was bad. But that was the one I was not ready for. This boy showing up as a human threw me for
Which
a whirl.
raises the question, why haven't they tried this before?
Which bothers me, because it shows a confirmable ability to turn these zombies into humans. And if a teenager with crappy zombie tech can do it pseudo-successfully on accident, couldn't, actual scientists figure this out after, 50 years
And the
of
thing
research?
is, other than another scene where they're at a froyo shop, we never see this transformation again.
It's never even,
Brought up!
brought up, explained. Never even, touches on it again. He's just kind of
And what's
I can
worse,
be human,
okay, and what's
never
worse
again.
is the parents is the parents. Her mother is the mayor of the town. Her father is the chief of police. Their daughter goes to the most popular high school, is a cheerleader there. They have not only not been to one of the games, they have not seen the news at all because this zombie has been winning most of the football games. at that school. They have not read a newspaper, not looked at the TV, not even heard on the street that a zombie is playing the fullback. Meanwhile, Zed tells A's father, I used to play for football. A's father tells Zed, I used to be on the football team. He was like, get out of town. I played the same position that you played. He was like, get out of town.
If he was trying to hide his identity, he failed miserably, but it's okay because the parents are incompetent.
And
so
you know
it's
what?
okay.
They don't even find out at the football game. They find out when he goes full. You know what? We're going to get to that. So after they go away for the homecoming game, he says, we have time. I'm going to take you on a date. So they go to the froyo shop. Ice cream froyo. I don't care.
Do I get to describe the flavors?
Go ahead.
Okay, so they've got my favorite flavors in the entire world. They've got vanilla again, double vanilla with extra vanilla, and you're never gonna believe this, vanilla.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say strawberry.
No, that's for the corner in the back of the room.
Oh,
by the
right.
bathrooms.
It's right next to the chocolate guy.
Right next to the chocolate table.
Which, by the way, this is what the movie is.
Oh yeah, it's about racism, by the way. It's about racism and how not to be.
I still stand by
Not
color
to
of friendship. The better. It's another Disney Channel movie that takes itself way more seriously than this.
I believe it. I believe it.
It does. Anyways, so they're talking, and Addison is like, "You're changing. We're both changing for them, but that's not what needs to happen. They need to change for us."
Yes, because it's easier to change the entire world to let two people
Sure,
date.
we're gonna get to that too.
As opposed to just, I don't know, turning yourself human, which seems to be pretty easy.
Exactly. In fact, you know what? I thought of a good plot point for this movie. What if he would have disguised himself as a human with the Z-band?
Yeah, I mean that would have been interesting. If
At the beginning of this, they focus more on that.
Like if we had started with him.
We cut to a scene of he makes friends easily because he's a likable character, and we cut to a scene of humans making fun of zombies, and he doesn't know.
Green.
But he doesn't know what to do. Should he join them or should he defend them?
Yeah, that would be nice.
That is so much better than what we got.
You're trying too hard to think about what could have been.
But it's Disney Channel. And as stupid as the Disney Channel movies have gotten, and they have gotten stupid, some of them have had good messages behind them.
This one has a good message. You have to accept.
It's not well executed. But they also have been able to execute them well. This one does not.
No, not in the slightest.
It does not.
It's a complete failure. I love it though.
And so let's just go ahead and get to the homecoming game. You start off.
So, homecoming game comes around, right? Team for some reason is losing. I don't know why. They have a jacked up zombie who's not jacking up. I guess maybe because like going like turbo hurts them or something. I don't know. Apparently zombies can feel pain. Go figure. But
his Z-band's not working.
Oh yeah.
His Z-band's not working because the what was your nickname for them? The Aces?
The Twiddle-Aces?
The Twiddle-Aces stole Eliza's computer in the dumbest way possible. We're not even going to describe it. We're not. It's just...
Anyway, yeah, they have the computer.
They have the computer. They steal it, and they hack it. They're able to hack into it because Zed corrupts the software by swiping right and turning into a human, which is never brought up again.
So don't swipe right, ever.
Exactly.
Ever. I can say that.
Why can't I say that? Yeah, I just answered my own question.
Anyways.
So they corrupt the system, but it doesn't work until after Zed wins the last touchdown of the game.
This is one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in the entire movie.
And that's saying a lot.
The team is victorious. Zed is victory. Well, no, actually, he hasn't actually gotten a chance to even be victory. He's still on the ground, covered by a bunch of enemy teammates, right? And
why did it take them so long to get off of him?
Look, if you just lost the championship game, you'd be staying down to get a couple extra punches in too. But anyway, Zed goes finally full zombie. Well, I say full zombie. He launches them off of him, and then he goes full zombie.
True.
We get to see like veins all pop. It's great. It's wonderful. And so the first thing he does is like flex aggressively at the crowd.
Yeah!
Anyway, that sends them into a panic, so
And
they
then-
stand completely
so
still
then-
and scream at him.
And so then they decide to corrupt Eliza and whoever that other zombie is. I'm actually sad that I forgot his name. He's that forgettable.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. And they corrupt them, and we don't see them do much actually.
They walk aggressively toward the tour.
And that's it. And so then we cut to Zed chasing Bucky underneath the bleachers. Bucky's tripped. He's looking like so scared and terrified. And Zed he's about to eat him, but then he looks at his Z-Man and he just stops himself like, oh, no! And it's just like that. And then we see the defibrillator right on his back.
It was beautiful.
Then we cut to Addison coming, trying to calm Zed down, but then they arrest him, and her father comes. Don't know how he reacted to this.
Oh no!
Considering they were at the
zombies
game.
Did zombie things. Whatever will we do?
We don't even see.
Arrest them.
We don't even see a reveal of maybe the parents notice that Zed is a zombie. We don't even see her interacting with the parents. We don't see anything. We don't see them We don't see them together. It's just horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
They should have gotten more screen time.
So then, when zombies are finally revealed to be bad again, they're all locked up. They're all thrown away. Z is like, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't date anymore." And so
That hurt me. That hurt me. I wasn't ready
And
for
so
that.
then A looks up at the crowd who's booing all the zombies off the stage, and she's like, "You did this to him. All he did was he hurt himself trying to help you win your stupid football games." And then she turns her back to the crowd, starts singing a song inside her head, I think.
No.
I have no idea.
I feel like
She's singing a song, and we cut to flashbacks throughout the whole movie. I don't know. It's weird. It's stupid. I don't know.
For some reason, Bucky is helping there. He's
One
in
verse.
there.
He gets one verse.
He's one verse more than he deserved, if you
And
ask me.
and the way that it's like maybe zombies aren't that bad, but then he just cuts back. But then there's another scene that just cuts back to him hating zombies again. So
Yeah, like then would have been the good time for him to.
they
start
could have cut that part
questioning
of the song
himself.
out, and you wouldn't have missed anything.
Yeah, like he could have started questioning himself, maybe
Or
catching
at least
himself.
write him into maybe thinking that zombies aren't bad. But what are you gonna do? This movie had 2 writers. 2. That's it.
I mean, we're 2 people, and we're writing this movie better than they did.
That's actually a really good point. But anyway, so after she sings the song about the end, she takes off her wig and shows her white hair.
Ugh.
That threw you for a loop. That was
Ugh.
hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. You still recovering?
Oh, it was great.
That
It was great.
threw you for a loop.
Bruh, I didn't think it would be that. It's whatever.
that was
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
okay. So then we cut to Zed.
Wait, you missed the best part about that.
What?
The whole crowd booed her for being white hair. They called her a freak. Like, you live 20 feet from zombies, but you see a chick with white hair naturally, and suddenly that's the freak? I mean, I guess with all the zombies locked up, you gotta point and laugh at something.
I guess.
Oh, continue, please.
Okay. So after that, she's kicked off the team. Because she has white hair.
Freak.
Okay.
Freak.
Cool. Actually, I like that.
Yeah, it's freaking hot.
Makes her look wise.
Oh. Yeah, that too.
You are too dirty, man. Anyways.
I have preferences. I am allowed to have preferences.
Anyways. How does he have a girlfriend and I don't?
I don't know, Carrie. How do I have a girlfriend? You don't.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Maybe I don't. Who knows?
Anyways, we cut to the zombies getting mad again. Eliza especially, rightfully so.
Yeah, she's ready for this revolution. Like, the same zombies that have been winning them games and putting them back on the map are suddenly the bad guys again. I'm with Eliza. We need to, like, revolutionize, okay? Now, actually, I'll bring up my little plot point in a second, because I'm ready for this bomb. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
I don't know if I'm ready. Here we go.
You're not ready.
Okay, so we cut to the cheer competition, and Bucky is just upset. He kicks anybody off the team who is still pro-zombie. So that's like that's almost like 2/3 of that's 2/3 of the squad.
Yeah.
the only people that are left are him, a few other people, and the Tracys, the ACs. And so we cut to the cheer competition. Addison is sitting with her best friend, who, I'll be honest, is the only black character. Who's the only token black character in this that's redeemable.
Right.
And I kind of wish she was in more of the movie. We haven't talked about her much, but we haven't seen her that much in the movie.
Which, I'm gonna backtrack hard because it just reminded me that her and A had the most intense bonding session off screen that none of us will ever get the story of.
Oh yeah.
Because they got left in the middle of Zombie Town with nothing but a 12-pack of eggs.
After they make the cheerleading squad, Bucky says that there's an initiation, so they go to Zombieland, and he tells them to egg a zombie's house. Addison's like, they can't. A zombie comes up and says, "Are you kids lost?" And he goes off and leaves them alone in Zombieland.
Abandons them in the middle of enemy territory.
We cut to them the next day. We don't even know how they got home.
That was a beautiful story we were robbed of. I'm saying it now. I want that movie.
Honestly, because she's not that bad with the few scenes that she's in.
Yeah.
The only reason why we dislodged her entirely is because it feels like the movie has just forgotten about her entirely.
She's there to, like, give a foil, but it fails miserably, but it's okay.
Yeah. So we cut to them sitting, looking at the cheer competition. We then see her parents look back at her and then just have this look of shame and then turn back or shame and confusion, but then still turn away.
Can't believe we spawned that white hair thing. Wants to bang a zombie. Where did we go wrong?
Or like, why
the wig wasn't it?
But why does she want
we got it not blind
Why is she doing this? Honestly, they're the worst parents ever. There are a lot of worse people in this movie.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
For the few things that we see of them, they're the worst things in this movie. They're annoying. They're not agreeable with their daughter at all, and they repeat each other all the time. They repeat each other all the time.
They repeat each other all the time.
Thank you.
Sorry, I like that one time where she had to repeat herself twice and then he jumped in. So
okay.
But
you're a jerk.
I'm not the jerk here.
You ruined the punchline.
I helped you set it up. But
anyway, so we cut to the cheer competition. Bucky's up next. His team is doing terrible, so Zed's little sister. What does she do, Jordan? What does she do?
Well, first of all, she straight up just unplugs the soundboard and kills the music, which hurt me on so many levels.
As a former person who used to work in sound.
As a guy who would work on a soundboard, if everything just died on me, I would start crying. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I would just break down and be over. But then she goes up on stage on her own and starts cheering.
And the crowd boos her.
Crush those dreams early. Get it done right.
I didn't like it.
That's not the message. That's not the message, right?
It was horrible.
It was great. But wait, you skipped the best part.
Oh, yeah.
The bomb! Because Eliza's a terrorist! It's Eliza, right?
Yes.
Eliza's a terrorist!
We don't know if that was a bomb or not.
It was a Z-bomb. She was gonna turn them into zombies.
We just see plans in her locker, which I don't know why she kept.
She flat out said she's gonna turn some of them into zombies.
Did she say that?
Yeah, she said if we give them a healthy dose of what they've been afraid of.
Why didn't we do that? That would have made this movie
See? If we turned some of them into zombies, they would have learned.
That
But see, I thought she could have had a way better plan. She's already successfully hacked into... Okay, I just realized where I wouldn't work. But she's already successfully hacked into the Z-bands. All it would take is, like, another hack, and then she could just roid herself up without going full I need brains mode, and then just start ripping people in half.
Yeah. Disney Channel movie.
Yeah.
Alright, so then, after that, when everybody sees this, the teenagers specifically, our main heroes, they decide to do the most choreographed, stupidest thing in this movie, and just do a reprise of Fired Up, but with zombie. and it's not bad. They don't win.
It's actually really... That was the part that I loved. Because they started off with half a team, threw a child up there, and then went into a huddle for like a good 20 minutes to discuss an entirely new choreographed musical with people who probably aren't even cheerleaders. No, I can confirm, probably never cheerleaded in their whole life, said. But they just did it perfectly. Eliza went up there, did it perfectly, and then still lost.
And the little girl who got booed goes over to Bucky, gives him his whistle back, and says, "The only thing they're missing is the best cheerleader I ever saw." And this is when he was talking about stroking his ego.
Come on, that was pretty good. That's what I would have done to get him back in.
Yeah. That's what I would have done to get you. That's what I would have done to get you back in. It would have worked.
Exactly. Why appeal to someone's morals when you could just like feed them their own vices?
And he gets back in. He does a good job. Everybody does good. The movie cuts to all the humans going to Zombieland, and they do a reprise of Bam one more time, and that's how the movie ends.
I am pretty sure Bucky and Eliza are dating at this point.
No.
They are the counter halves to A and Z.
Wouldn't that be... Okay.
Like, they are literally dancing side by side
Alright,
to them
so that...
during the thing.
Alright, we're just saying. Okay, so that was Zombies. I'll go first. Final thoughts. Watching this with a friend made it a little easier to get through. It's still a bad movie. It's still one of the worst Disney Channel movies I've ever seen. It's the thing that still really bothers me is the message behind it is portrayed in the worst way. And when you have a message that good, don't fall into prejudice. You gotta try. You gotta at least try. I don't feel like they tried to portray the message well at all. This movie feels like just an excuse to have some bad scenes that some people can laugh at, or just missing the point entirely by doing one thing and then flipping the script, doing a 180 and changing it completely, doing something else, like with Bucky's character, or A's parents, or even Zed himself at some point. It's still a bad movie, but I was able to enjoy it a little bit more ironically with a friend. So, thank you, Jordan. Your final thoughts, man.
So, gonna hit the main part of this. This is a musical, and we didn't talk too terribly much about the music, but I felt like the music was really good. I'm not big in musicals, but I enjoyed most of it. The choreography, lost the word for a second, was really good, really visually pleasing. The scenes themselves outside of that were really like kind of cookie cutter-ish, or like product placement was overdone to make it clear this is a football player's room, this is a cheerleader's room, stuff like that. The actual like dialogue had a few really good jokes that I actually laughed and would have to stop and chuckle at. But for the most part, the movies, like if they're trying to actually convey a message, they're not doing too well. I mean, they kind of force feed it. It's a lot of cliches that I feel like they wanted to do more with, but just either their budget or they just sucked at it. I don't know, probably both. So my final thoughts is watch it with a friend that you know will like talk bad on it throughout the time, so that way you can enjoy it, or be that friend.
It's perfect ripping material.
Yes.
I think that's the best way we can describe this movie.
Yes.
Alright, well that's all I have. I'm KJW.
I'm Jdoombeast.
And hopefully we'll see you next time. Later. We're gonna watch My Little Pony now?
Nah.